Okay, you ready to play?
Yeah, this is a great game.
Yeah, it's fun, and it's good because I'm really good at it. I'm going to beat you.
I'm sorry, you're gonna beat me?
Yeah, I'm going to win.
Obviously, that's not the case.
I mean, that sounds so obvious. I'm for sure going to win.
No, I shall be victorious in this game.
I will vanquish you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, here we go.
I can't think of another thing except that I'm the winner. Okay.
So, a couple thoughts, eh?
Just a couple of thoughts.
So we wanted to talk about the idea of competition. So I went into a local game store one time, and I was sitting there in the front, and this couple comes in, and they said, "We're looking for a game." And the people were like, "Well, what are you looking for?" And they said, "Well, we're looking for something like this, something like that, maybe something that's cooperative." And inevitably, like a good therapist or something like that, the clerk basically kind of managed to get it out of them that the dude in the relationship was super competitive, and the woman who enjoyed playing games did not enjoy playing games with him because he was like super cutthroat competitive. And so we wanted to talk about the idea of competition. And while obviously we are a dyad, there are two of us, we are a couple. That's a synonym. We wanted to talk about the idea. We wanted to talk about the idea of competition generally,
As a duo.
as a twosome, and so, but also not as just a twosome. We want to talk about it personally. We wanted to talk about it more generally as well.
Okay, so like the scenario that you mentioned, I feel like we've had a lot of people talk to us about how their spouse won't play with them because of the competitiveness of the person who wants to play games.
Right.
And I also think about my mom, who every time we play a game basically mentions that her enjoyment of games several years ago of a particular kind of game was ruined because of the people she was playing with.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, she's like, I will never play with those people again, basically.
Yeah.
Because it just ruined the whole experience. So I do think that the way that someone handles their competitive spirit can really detract from a game.
It's interesting, too, because I had never really thought about the idea of competition even ruining just games on the whole for somebody.
Yeah.
I hadn't really thought about it that way. But yeah, it's true that games can totally be ruined by someone who is over-competitive and they just go, well, I'm just not interested in board games at all.
Right.
That's totally gross.
So, and on a more personal note, there are people I've played with who can become kind of hyper competitive.
Yeah.
And so the whole game becomes about thwarting that person or about trying to minimize their trash talk or whatever.
So you're saying that because this person is competitive, you're not even focused on winning or even the game. You're just like, I gotta torpedo this guy.
I just gotta mitigate this person because, I mean, it's true, and I feel like it happens a lot, or I've experienced a lot in Settlers.
Yeah, that's true.
Where you have a lot of
that's totally
a lot of player interaction, a lot of players' ability to mess with other people.
Yeah,
and so then you get that person who's feels like they're at a loss, and so they're like, oh, now my mission in the game is not to win, but it's to destroy everyone else, because they're kind of a grumpy pants because they were going to lose.
I definitely have friends like that, Eric. I totally agree with you. And I think there's something, too, about the internal struggle of being competitive. I was going to... we've been talking about doing this particular couple thoughts for, I don't know, probably about 2 months now, almost. And before we had started talking about it, I was like, oh, good. I'm glad we're talking about this because I can talk about all the other stupid people in the world who are super competitive and all those dumb people who care about things like winning, and I'm totally immune to that. And then I started going to X-Wing tournaments. I'm sitting there and I'm sitting there going I review games. I do that on the internet. I play games at game groups, this should be something I should be good at. Like, I should be able to, like, do really well at a tournament. And it's only been recently that I've been slightly a little bit better. But those first couple, especially when I was like, I would go and I would win almost no matches, was really hard for me. And it was really the most difficult while I'm in the middle of it, because I'm sitting there and I'm having all this inner turmoil. I'm watching my ships blow up left and right, and I'm sitting there going like, I'm a stupid person. I'm not good at things. I'm awful. And there's this like internal struggle. I don't know what people feel. I would imagine there are people who they react very differently. They get angry, or they get frustrated, or they get sad, or
right.
They have all these inner feelings about needing to win. And I would say, generally speaking, it's only been since I've started actually doing a little bit of competition that this feeling arises. Because generally speaking, I don't really need to win. Like, right. I enjoy mostly just playing the game. And if I win, I usually don't even think about it. Or often I don't even remember. Yeah. I will just go, it was fun. We had a good night. And someone will be like, and Glenn won. And I'll be like, oh, I did? Oh, I guess I did. I did.
It's true.
But it's only been recently that I've been playing these things to win. And, you know, there have been prizes on the line, and this idea of like, maybe I could win and be awesome at something and then lose and then I'm not awesome at it. That it's been one of those things where competition has actually been, like, I think I feel it and understand it in a new and unique way that I hadn't understood it before.
Well, and I have that, like, this level of competitiveness.
Competitivity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where, like, I don't even want to, like, enter into a tournament because I'm afraid that I'll lose and feel dumb.
Yeah.
You know, so there's even that aspect. For me, that I think that it's fair to say that competition adds to that for me, that I don't want to lose in front of people I don't know.
Got it.
And feel that way.
Sure.
So then I just avoid it. Even when people are like, no, but you should play. Like when I was at the tournament and everyone was like, no, but you should play. And I was like, no. And even though like I was going to get a free tournament entry.
Yeah, the tournament organizer was like, why don't you just play? We won't even make you pay.
And I said, no, absolutely not. Whereas when I'm playing with you, if I lose to you, I'm fine with that. Yeah. I don't feel stupid because I know I'm not stupid.
I think we are really fiercely competitive with each other. I mean, fiercely in the sense that we are... It's not that we're aggressive.
No, but we work hard to win.
Yes, and we are trying really hard to win.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when I don't win to you, like, I always know that I got beat by somebody who's really smart.
Thanks.
Yeah. And when I get beat by you, I don't... Like, I know I have a really great opponent who's really good at things like that.
Yeah.
And so I don't usually feel bad when I lose to you.
Not usually. But I do think competition is really important dynamic in games, obviously.
Yeah.
I think that gives you the drive to fight hard to win, which makes a game fun and gives you a good opponent. And I think that the right level of competition handled in in a good spirit really can make something super fun.
Yeah.
And so I think it's just that like balance of figuring out how to match someone and find people that you want to play with that have similar levels of competitiveness.
Yeah.
And similar attitudes towards how you deal with a victory or a defeat.
Right. Yeah, if everybody at the table is super competitive, that might be fine.
Right.
But if that's not the case, then maybe it's not the best.
Right.
Are there games you won't play? Or are there groups that you won't play with? Are there even people? Is it your significant other that you wouldn't play with them because...
They're varying levels of
because
competition.
they're really competitive. And are there other ways to manage that? We've talked about the idea of cooperative games or things along those lines. How do you handle losing or
what do you do with that one player who is kind of rubbing it in everyone's faces?
What do you think? So let us know. You can shoot us a video response. We would love that. We will cut that into the next video. Or you can tweet us a response. You can comment in the what have you below, both on our website and on YouTube. Really, if you communicate with any of our social media, we'll probably at some point see it. Until next time,
keep playing awesome games.
We'll see you guys.